Hello, everybody. Eric Apricot here. If you want to start an argument between Warriors fans, just say the words Jonathan Kuminga. As we approach the playoffs and the coaching staff tries to figure out how to get the most out of Jonathan Kuminga, let's have a look at all of the plays Kuminga was involved in while the Blazers game was still in question. You might say, didn't the Blazers rest all their players? What is this really going to tell us? The Blazers did rest their stars, but if you look, you can see that their stars, Scoot Henderson, Anthony Simons, and Shaedon Sharpe, are all the very worst defenders on the team. And the Blazers had some excellent defenders playing last night. The very first play, JK is in the game. It's a called play for JK. Draymond sets a little ram screen. JK gets a pass from Steph. Steph threatens to get the dribble handoff from JK. If he waits just a second, Kris Murray will have to follow Steph to stop him from pulling up for three. But JK doesn't wait. He just takes off on the keeper, and he is fast enough that he gets by a pretty good defender, and he gets the foul. The next play down, it's another play called for JK. He feeds Draymond in the post. Split cut with Buddy Hield. They run towards each other. One person pops out. One person dives to the basket. JK is guarded pretty well by Murray, but Kuminga's drive does attract the attention of Banton, which allows his assignment Moses Moody to lift up to the wing and for Steph to set the screen on Banton, and Moses polishes it off. Quick little dribble handoff. JK gets screened. Draymond seems a little uncertain whether he's supposed to switch, so his closeout's a little late, but this shot is a brick. I like seeing JK so active on the boards, even if this one isn't contested. And he tries to push the pace, but he pushed a little too hard and turns the ball over for a dunk. Third offensive possession with JK, third play in a row called for JK. Inverted pick and roll, Steph sets the screen for JK, which often causes both defenders to go with Steph, but Murray does a great job being laser focused and staying with JK. The Warriors flow this directly into the Jimmy earthbending play. They're going to let JK play the role of Jimmy Butler isoing, Draymond in the dunker spot, and three shooters around the opposite side perimeter. Whichever defender goes to help, JK will throw the ball to the open man. Except, absolutely nobody goes to help, and they just leave Murray to guard Kuminga one-on-one, and it works. Except Kuminga doesn't give up on the play, and he goes hard for the rebound. Buddy Hield had hooned in to attack the boards. After all that, Kuminga does grab the rebound, but Buddy Hield misses the open shot. Fourth offensive play, finally it's not a play called for JK. Draymond sets a pin down for Buddy Hield. It works perfectly well. Buddy attacks the closeout, gets JK's man to help in the paint. This pass is too slow to get to JK in time for him to do anything. In hindsight, it might have been better for JK to attack while the defense was rotating, but instead he's trying to be a team player and he rotates it very quickly to Moses Moody. The ball does not stick with JK. Unfortunately, Moses' sneakers don't stick to the floor and he goes down, and now it's too late to make anything of the play and Buddy has to hoist this. Draymond bites on this pump fake from Kris Murray. Orthodox NBA defense, Steph Curry is the weak side low man and he's supposed to rotate to stop this drive, but you don't want Steph Curry trying to block a driver's shot. So Kuminga alertly switches instead. Excellent contest. The Warriors attack quickly, try airbending in chaos. It probably would be better for JK to run through a few options instead of going straight to an ISO, but he doesn't. JK drives. He does attract the help from Moses Moody's man, and now Moses is open in the corner. If you ever want to know who's open, you can look at Steph, and he's usually pointing at them, but JK goes for this contested mid-range instead. Buddy Hield saves the day by swooping in on the offensive rebound. Steph attacks the closeout. Now Kamara's rotating to Steph, so there are two on the ball. Can the Warriors find the open man in time? Steph passes it to Moody. Banton has to go to Moody. Buddy Hield can space out to the corner. Kabang. JK's man tries to backdoor him, but JK does stay with him. And more importantly, JK is in position to rebound this and sort of box his man out, but then he punts it into the stands. Inbounds play. GP2 makes a tremendous effort to intercept this pass. He is eyeing JK all the way. Unfortunately, Kamara is playing the lob all the way. Tremendous defensive play. If not for that, that would have been a thunderous dunk for JK. This is a subtle thing on defense. Minaya is cutting through, and JK signals that he's going to let him through so that he can stay defending Walker. But Looney at the same time is pointing, saying, JK, you go switch to the cutter. So at the last minute, Looney has to peel off to stay with him. But now Looney is stuck in the corner guarding his man. Steph is not the one you want rotating to block a shot. So it just has to be JK rotating back to the basket. With no rim protector, he beats everyone to the basket. Here's the good side of JK on defense. First, he's matched up with Kamara, stays with him on the dribble handoff. Kamara sets up to dribble handoff to his man in the corner, but his man goes back door. JK very alertly switches. Looney had already switched to cover this man, so they just turned this into a baseline trap. Incredible find, and this looks like it's going to be a dunk, but JK switches again and sends it away. The ball goes right back to Rupert. Rupert goes for another dribble handoff, and JK switches from Rupert to Minaya. Minaya's seen enough, and he throws it to Jabari Walker, the only person JK hasn't guarded this play. And if Walker will spin left, then JK is going to switch to him too, which makes him stay to the right and lets Steph contest this into a missed layup. Pick and roll. Jimmy goes over the screen. Kevon Looney contains the driver long enough for Jimmy to recover. Klingon tries to punish by rolling towards the basket, and JK alertly picks up Klingon. Now Jimmy and Kevon have stopped the driver. Kevon Looney scram switches back onto Klingon, and JK can now return to his man, Jabari Walker, who is completely open, and he is doing his Elvis impersonation on the wing. Hey, baby. JK's in full freelance mode. Total disrespect to Walker here. Finally, the drive. Looney's rotating to contest this, and I like that JK is so active on the boards here. If he's not here, then Klingon is in position to whack this rebound out. I think the Warriors should start every play with trying to airbend in chaos, and JK is above average at attacking in chaos. Kris Murray, who I think tries to take a charge here, using Olympic curling technology, lifting his legs to reduce the surface area of contact so he can slide more impressively. But there's no call. So JK makes the right play and tries to find the open man. The open man is Jimmy Butler. One defender has to guard Jimmy Butler and Looney. Of course, he's going to go to Jimmy Butler. Kevon immediately pivots and tries to turn this into a dribble handoff for a real shooter. He first sizes up Podziemski's man, but Podziemski's man is ready to fight around the screen. So Kevon goes to a second option and heads to screen Buddy Hield's man, and that works. And Buddy Hield is open. Kabang. This is another pick and roll. Kevon Looney is going to contain this drive. Jimmy Butler's going to go over. JK is anticipating this, and he's already helping off of his man. As the pass comes down to Klingon, JK almost gets the steal and forces Klingon to eject this ball. Quick shot for the last minute heave. You can see Kerr on the sideline twirling his finger. He's signaling the play twirl, and you can lip read him saying twirl, twirl. Looney verifies the twirliness of this upcoming play. Twirl has Buddy Hield cutting in and setting a back screen on Kuminga's man, and JK will cut straight to the basket. This is not impressive execution by Buddy on the back screen. He's waiting for the second option, which is going to be a screen from Looney for a catch and shoot. Well, all is forgiven. He hits the three anyway. Final play of the quarter. I like how JK has been so active on the boards. If JK hadn't helped on the boards, Klingon had a pretty good chance at getting this. But instead, JK counterattacks, airbending in chaos, attacks Kris Murray before he can get set, throws in a sweet little spin move, and gets a pretty soft foul call, but it still counts for 2 free throws just the same. So what can we say? We can say the Warriors ran a ton of plays for him, that JK mostly played in the flow of the offense, though he did tunnel vision one possession into an ISO, that JK is one of the more effective Warriors at attacking early, that when the defense is set in the half court, Portland was happy to let him get defended one-on-one, and JK also continues to contribute as a defender. He can switch to anyone, and his on-ball defense is good, sometimes very good. And when he's active on the boards, it's a real plus. And he had a couple of really careless turnovers. So it's complicated. There's something for everybody. If you want to see promise in his play, you've got the athleticism and the skill and the size. If you want to be a pessimist, you can say, why isn't he more polished after 4 years? And why is he asking for a max contract? And during JK's time on the court, they did turn a 4-point deficit into a 6-point lead. So hopefully the Warriors can get the most out of him in the postseason. Let's wrap up with a short celebration audit. Jimmy Butler going into proto-playoff Jimmy mode. Drives baseline, and he is faded to make this circus shot. Let's check out the bench reaction. Immediately, we see the Warriors split into two schools of celebration. We have Kevon Knox here putting up the delicate one finger, which he will then dip to indicate this was an and one. This is the contextual, historical school of analysis where he's emphasizing the political and social context of Jimmy's piece, in this case, getting an and one opportunity for the Warriors. But this group here, they are all miming the scooping action to honor Jimmy's sweet scoop technique on that layup. They come from the aesthetic formalist school of criticism. They're emphasizing the visual elements of Jimmy's piece: line, color, balance, harmony, and the scoopiness. Well, no matter what school of criticism you come from, everybody agrees that was a pretty sweet play. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And if you didn't enjoy this video, I promise I'll do better next time.